Another day of school, and to no one's surprise, none of my students showed up, and all the free time I'm having right now has got me reminiscing, and that brings me to this picture. What you're seeing here was the very first class I had when I came to the village, and just thinking of where these kids were and where they are now currently. It's, it's interesting. So let's have an individualized update of a sort, starting from the right. These two ladies dropped out. They were convinced they had a part of making it outside school and all that. But then they are currently mothers and living with their husbands and stuff like that. So congratulations to them. These two are half brothers. This particular one dropped out and currently walks around the village like some village burger. And this guy, Mark, I'm proud to say, is in secondary school. And that was quite interesting because when I first came to the village, I had a very bad impression of Mark. He was in class 6 and he didn't know the alphabet. But he's in secondary school now, reads and writes English moderately well. And he's one of the students I would say could make something out of his life if all goes well. These two are also in secondary school. For her, it seems life outside the village is doing her lots of good. And for him, I'm really rooting for him because he has so much potential, and I'm just hoping he's able to pass through the system. And now to this five. She is in secondary school, which is great. But then her younger sister, who also wrote the BC, is still here in the village, unable to go to school for financial reason or for some other reason. She got pregnant in her final year at JHS, which came as a shock to me, particularly considering the type of person she was. She had a baby and then we managed to get her to the BC, and I'm sure she was willing to further her education, but then the situation and the setting of the village didn't allow her. She is currently in some other village performing wife duties for the idiot who impregnated her. And it makes me really sad when I think about it because she was really into the school things and was really serious about it. And for this guy, Kennedy, I'll circle back to him. He relocated to another village and is still in school. Next batch of four. Mansa dropped out and is currently in Accra trying to make something out of her life, which I think is great. Evans is in secondary school. He is in secondary school or has completed, can't say for sure. He was by far the best student in the class in terms of academics and even other things. After a complex series of events, he went to Dambai to try and finish his junior high school there, but unfortunately, he dropped out and came back to the village. We went out of our way to talk to him and even vouch for him in the junior high school right to the next village for him to be enrolled there. He was enrolled, and right before the BC, like right before the BC, this guy decided to drop out. Now, I don't know what the details, and he probably had a good reason, but I was pissed, and I told myself I'm never going to go the extra mile of vouching for any of them ever again. Now to our final three. This guy was just chaos, violence, and stubbornness to a degree I have never seen before. Like, nobody here in the village me liked him. It was just one trouble after the other. But I took a leap of faith in him and got him a carpentry apprenticeship in Accra. And now he's like a completely different person. He is so calm now, well mannered, and calls me from time to time just to greet me. She is currently in secondary school, which is great. And for him, he was the first student I had drop out, and it was through no fault of his. It was just a random decision his father made. And it broke my heart because he was one of the students who was so willing to learn and was doing so well. His father apparently had this plan for him to go learn a trade, but nothing came of it. And now he's just in the village, barely educated, just wasted potential. After all these years, it still hurts a little bit whenever I see him. And now back to this guy whom I said I'll circle back to. His name is Kennedy, and I would say of all of them, he probably had the most potential and was one of the best students here. He basically sponsored himself through school even when he was with us. Of his entire family, he's the only one who came to school. He did so well and managed to get himself to junior high school and was able to write the BC. But unfortunately, he has no one to help him go to secondary school. And I know I've said I'm never going to go out of my way to vouch for these kids again, but then he's the one person I'd make an exception for. So if you are watching this and you have the means to help, or you know someone who has the means to support. Truth is, he didn't do so well in the BC, but then the potential is there. The potential is there. So if you are watching this and you can help us, please help Kennedy. And with that said, I think I'm done for today. You can leave your questions and comments in the comment section and probably even DM me. Yeah, bye.